All right, guys, remember second gear, move up to the vehicle in front of you so you don't see the logo on the bumper. Later.
Toadman, welcome to Sunday morning. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Coco. It's a beautiful day here in Pittsburgh, PA. A beautiful day in Kansas for a GRT truck event with Ed Adams sitting on the pole.
Ed Adams got that pole with Gary Kipfer sitting in second place. Michael Everhart pulling the third place podium start.
Titanium. Pace truck flowing out. Ed Adams going to lead Gary Kipfer, who will start out in the second position today.
We can see them coming down pit road here as our camera picks up that them rolling on by down pit lane. Got a small field here today of 10 trucks, but I think it's not going to change the racing that we're going to see.
Oh, well, they can go a long way on tires here. Nice, smooth racetrack, and this is going to be a driver's race, man. You can draft here. These guys are probably running flat foot around here. If not, they're close to it, and I think it's going to be real exciting.
Yeah, it is going to be exciting. We're getting ready to go green here. We have 147 laps with our 10 truck field today. Ed Adams bringing these guys down the back straightaway.
Starting lineup is going to be Ed Adams, Gary Kipfer, Mike Everhart, Brian Glass, Phil, the Hitman Manzo, Dode Hoskins, Roy Grande, the newcomer to the league, Nicholas Scott Godina, and Jared Knight.
Looks like Chris Scales jumped in a little late there, but is here.
Scales is in there. It shows him as an entry. Do not see his truck on the track.
Here we go. Get ready to take green. Green flag's out, and we're off and running as Ed Larson in the number 5 takes it across the stripe, starting lap 1.
It'll be interesting to see how Brian Glass does this week, Coco. He's had 2 stellar races the last 2 weeks in the truck series. I look for him to be a player.
Brian's always a truck to watch. It looks like Chris Scales took a no-grid start. He's exiting pit lane now.
You don't know. You never know. He could get a caution here and be right in this thing.
Our first top 3 are number 5, Ed Larson Adams, number 9, Gary Kipfer, followed by who we were speaking of, Brian the Bull Glass.
Mess with the bull, you get the horns. That's what he says.
Yeah,
Run that high groove. It's a great racetrack. Progressive banking here at Kansas. The top is banked more than the bottom, and that allows those top guys to carry the mail around them corners.
The boy, Brian the Bull, just took Gary Kipfer on the outside there. Gary let him by without too much hassle because it is early in the race. We got that let Mike Titanium in the 17 close up on Gary Kipfer, the number 9, a little bit there.
Mike's a driver too. These guys are all veterans. The first 4 guys right there, they can all drive. That's for sure.
First 5, you got Dode Hoskins in the 5th position. Get ready to watch him go because he doesn't let you pass easily.
No. A bull driving it down to the bottom. They're getting a little loose.
I think the discussion was slow loose, if I'm not mistaken, was what the drivers were saying.
There's the guy that coined the phrase right there. Ed Adams told me they were slow loose, that they would very slowly carry the tail. They don't snap around, but they will carry the tail out, and that can be a little dangerous.
Yeah, even with the smaller fields, these guys know how to put down some laps, get into a rhythm, get it going here. It does look like, we have, tire conservation, fuel conservation. You got it all here to get her done racing league.
Sure do. There's going to be long green flags, just like always. It doesn't matter if there's 10 or 25. We run clean races here, long green flag runs. I've never seen anywhere else you can do it like this.
Yeah, I'm seeing a little bit of breakaway between the top 2 and the 3rd position, but you do have 2 distinct groups at this time. You've got the top 4 And then you have Dode Hoskins leading that mixed group, and at the end of that, you have, I believe it's Phil Hitman Manzo. Yeah, just kind of, nope, that's not Phil. It would be Jared Knight in the 203. Sorry about that. It was Jared Knight, kind of lollygagging in the back, but never know what's going to happen here.
Long way to go. Stay on the lead lap. Take your shot later. Keep the fenders on it. Like Gary says in the drivers' meetings, keep the fenders on, manage your tires. You can always be there at the end.
Absolutely.
Brian Glass laid down a smoking fast lap. 30-11, closing a bit on the 5 truck. You see contrast in styles here between the first two and the second two. Them first two, they're tigers. They're race leaders, runners. The next two, they're strategists.
There's our latecomer, Chris Scales, in the number 8. He's staying on the lead lap, but kind of catching up here. What to see? He's hoping, praying for that caution flag to be waved.
If Scales is on the lead lap, he's still in it. His best lap of 30:28. This track, I think, you can almost super speedway this track and get 2 trucks and make a lot more headway.
Absolutely.
Run that high groove. Back to the battle for the lead now. Scott Cadena just got passed by the Roy Grande truck. Roy making a little headway now in the 112. On the bottom of Dode Hoskins, that should be fun to watch. Dode not one to give way easily. There you can see him. He's going to make it difficult for the 112. Ooh, 112 on the apron. Careful there, Sonny. You're watching the Get Her Done Racing League on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, whatever you may be watching it on. I am not the technical wizard here, but you're watching some of the best racing on iRacing with 10 drivers here to Get Her Done Racing League getting around Kansas Motor Speedway today. Toadman and the Coco in the booth with you as we're watching Dode Hoskins has held off the 112. Nicely done. I am not hearing my partner.
No, I am here. I was just letting you go for a little bit there.
Oh, we're good. That was fun to watch, man.
Looking around a little bit here just for the watching that race with the 112 and the 66. It is definitely fun to watch. Like I said, you're going to have your pockets all day long.
Yeah, here it comes the 112, not giving up easily. You're going to try it again. You're going to try to get it done on the high side this time.
Dode looks like he was a little tight on that entry to that tri-oval, or dog leg, or whatever you want to call it.
I don't think you can call it a front straightaway, really.
No, there's 2 distinct turns there.
Looking at the front of the 112 at the back of Dode's truck. Toyota's doing battle. I want to go back to show a replay here of a pass for the lead. I'm sorry that we missed this while we were watching this battle for 5th. Brian Glass has gotten by Ed Adams. There You can see the 12 truck got beneath the 5. Just got it done on the bottom. And there goes the bull. We'll see if he drives away now.
Looks like Ed's fighting back on that one lap there, though, on the high side.
He did. He gave him quite a run.
Decided it was better to get behind and just follow than it would be to burn up those tires.
For sure. On lap 16, definitely. Oh, we are riding with the bull at the front of the field. I think we're starting to see Chris Scales' truck in the distance as the bull's closing on him. Put him a lap down already. Ed Adams staying right with the 12 truck. Ed running maybe a half a groove lower than Brian is at this point. Maybe not. You can see that draft giving him that big run up on the back of the 12. If this was an 87s race, which there will be on Tuesday night, Get Her Done Racing has the 87 Legend Series running on Tuesday nights. We are in the chase. We will be here, I believe, on Tuesday night. And in that car, you can drive up under the back of them and just arrow loose them.
Oh yeah, it's like I said, Ed's gonna sit there and play, possum for a little bit there, hold his stuff up. If Brian can do it, Ed can do it, right? That's what Ed's thinking right now.
And Brian slipped a little bit in the corner there, and Ed's gonna make the most of it. Bull coming back strong on the outside, but maybe that bottom groove might be preferred. I'm not sure yet.
Looks like it is preferred whenever for passing anyhow, except Bull has made, oh, look at that switch over.
Oh, nice crossover.
These guys are fighting like it's the last lap. Coming up on lapping Chris Scales, somebody's going to use them for a pick.
For sure, and they're going to be trying to get that draft off the back of them when they get a little closer. It will give them, whoever gets behind him, a run. 2 Chevrolets at the front of the field. This might have let Scales, giving him a brief reprieve from going a lap down, these two battling. Let's see. 22 laps in. A little bird told me they can go 39 on fuel and they can go 2 fuel tanks on tires. Pit strategy will play today.
Absolutely, absolutely. Kind of plays every week here in every series, doesn't it?
It does. It does. It sure does, man. When you run these long greens, that's when you have to be able to figure out how far you can go on gas. Caution's not going to come out.
Chris Scales stays high. Let these boys fight it out. He's going to be in a lucky dog position. Only truck 1 lap down.
He will. We're logging laps right now, but later on, whenever it comes down to people having 70 laps on tires that they didn't change and fuel tanks that are empty or not for 2 more laps than the other guy, it will make a difference at the end.
We're going to try something here, new thing today, but give us a chance. We're going to take care of some administrative stuff and just say, Get Her Done Racing League is a featured league in Sim Racer Hub, and they have been gracious enough to put us in their featured league section, so check us out at simracerhub.com, and we'll be right back with you. That was our commercial from Sim Hub Racer. Not quite ready yet as I try, but we'll try that again sometime as I make adjustments. Toad Man, I don't think you can see that on your side. It's only on the stream, buddy.
I'm not a TV expert, but I can pretty much figure that it's time to be quiet for 30 seconds. Let the spot run. Wait till you hear somebody else talking.
Kind of funny because it definitely was a fail today, but we'll figure it out for boys and girls, and we'll get it right.
We do want to send a shout out to Sim Racing Hub for moving us up there to their featured league section. We're proud of how many members we have in this league and the kind of racing we put on.
Yeah, we're looking at our truck series here. It's not evident, but we do have great fields in our next gen series, which has been running for a while. This is our newest series. So in our 87 series, which has just taken off, our GT3 series is a little light, but it's given the oval guys a good chance to experience some of the right hand turns of a road course. So we have it all here at Get Her Done Racing League, and lots to choose from. But we're just building this truck series here, and we'll see where we end up with it.
Yeah, I want to take just a second to give a shout out to the GT3 series because I promised Ed Adams I would. I don't run it. It's difficult for me to do it, but I want to encourage everybody to come out and run that GT3 series. I love when Gary refers to it as if you're road curious, give it a shot. And that Thursday night is a good time.
Oh, it's a blast, I must tell you. It is so much fun. We have a core group of guys, about 14 that always show up, and it's so much fun. These guys are friends and trying to teach each other and get it done. But, Ed is the class of our field taking the GT3 championship of the first season. He'll be getting his prize on Monday. So hopefully it's a new thing we're trying out in the Get Her Done Racing League, and more to come because we're leaving it as an unveiling when Ed gets his stuff.
Well, it is very exciting to run them. I do love running them. I have my own problem driving, and turning to the right is difficult for me. But I do love running them. Come out and see if you can take that crown off Ed for the next season. We got some really promising drivers in that series.
Oh yeah, and we do our special events. Anybody in the Get Her Done Racing League can be part of the Get Her Done road racing team for the events. You want to run? We'll put you in a car and go out there and do 24 hours at Daytona, 12 hours at Spa, whatever it is. I think we're doing a 6 hour at the Glen coming up. It's going to be a great time.
That 6 hour at the Glen is the next event on the road racing. And Gary Kipper has just called that he's going to pit this lap. So yeah. Gary will be the first one to come to pit road, which kind of surprises me. Let's watch him pit if we can, because let's see if he takes tires. Or if this is the first stroke of fuel strategy.
I'm expecting if they are going to save tires, Gary or double stint a tire. I think Gary might be doing that right now. Let's see.
He may. And the fact that he didn't go 39 laps on fuel, which I'm told they can do, tells me that, yes, this is a fuel strategy stop because he's in at 34.
I didn't see the truck lift at all on either side.
Me neither. I think he took fuel only.
So as he joins the field, we still have Brian the Bull Glass in first and number 5 Ed Adams in second, just following the leader right now, putting down some laps on lap 34.
Scott Godina in the 100 truck going to go pit next. Ed Adams still all over the back of the 12. These two, they'll pit together no matter what, I'll bet you.
Here comes Scott in the pit lane here, slowing it down to pit speed.
Scout, does he run? Does he have a custom paint on there that I can't see?
He has all black truck right now. It doesn't look like there's any sponsorship on that vehicle.
Well, alrighty then. That's a true privateer.
He was a 203, taking care of some of our things here. We put him on a extended probation, bringing him into the league, and just earned his 100. He just earned that 100 number. Oh, caution flag is out. I didn't see what happened. It looked like Dode Hoskins crashed. We'll let these guys group up, and we'll come back to that one for us so we can see what happened. Let them catch the pace car here, and then we'll jump over to Doug during pit stops here.
Slowing down, middle of the backstretch.
Brian Glass going to hold the field short. He's going to tell everybody to whoa up on the back straightaway here as the iRacing Chevrolet Silverado pace truck leads them down here into turn 3.
Let's just get them down on pit lane here after we get our pit stops. We'll jump into that replay so we can see what happened. That really helps Chris out with the lucky dog coming around and getting on that lead lap.
Well, I'm not sure if Cadena went a lap down with his pit stop. He took 4 tires. If he went a lap down, he'll get the dog. Unless, I'm not sure. It's going to be interesting to see. Here comes your leaders to pit road now. Brian Glass will lead Ed Adams down on the pit road at Kansas Motor Speedway. You're going to see the whole field coming in here.
Looks like Brian's pushing that pit limit to the limit. Toad Hoskins in there. Like I said, once we get through our pit stops here of our leaders, we'll jump over to that real quick.
Toad's truck looked good. It just vanished. It looked good until it vanished.
That was a fuel only, wasn't it?
Oh, gosh, I couldn't tell you. I was trying to figure out what happened to Dode. For Brian Glass definitely beat Ed Adams out of the pits, and I believe that he didn't beat him by enough that they did anything different.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and as they catch up to the field here, we're going to go ahead and check out this Dode Hoskins crash, see if we can find out what happened.
Dude, in the 112. Oh, the 112 just got tight trying to get around the 17 and turned him hard into the wall.
And go back to that real quick here and just bring up our quarter speed, see what we can see. But yeah, that was just, that's what you don't do, boys and girls. You do not make it 3 wide there and possibly make that stuff there. Oh.
You can see the front tires of his truck are turned hard left. He's pushing, and he just drove it in there too hard and pushed up into the left rear of the 66 truck, putting him hard into the
Yes, sir,
fence.
we were.
Nothing safer about that barrier right now.
No, it's a shame to see 2 trucks go down like that.
Could have gone to lap 41.
Back to live action now. Get her done racing league. You know who's going to be the winner? I think. I would think it. Well, Gary Kipfer's going to get a wave around. Nick Cadina's going to take a wave around.
I'm wondering how many laps we got there in single file. I'm going to go ahead and see if we can switch over and get Mike Everhart, who was in that area.
That would be great.
Gotcha, Coco.
Gary Kipfer and Nick Cadina getting ready
Could
to
not
get
see
their
that was
wave
behind
around
me.
here. We're doing the technical wizardry required to try and get a word with Mike Everhart if we can before
Hold
we go
on.
green again.
10-4.
Here you can see Kipper and Gadina. They've
Thank
taken
you.
their wave round now. They will make maximum
Okay,
speed to
second
catch
gear,
the
move
field.
up till you don't see the logo on the vehicle in front of you. 55 miles an hour. Don't pass the leader before you start finish line.
Well, we can't do that again, Todd. You were talking on one channel while I was talking to Mike on the other.
Oh,
Careful on the restart. You
Really
don't know who
sorry
took
about that.
tires and who did not. So
I didn't hear any of that.
Yeah, I couldn't pull you into the other channel. We had to work on that too.
I hope I didn't ruin it for you.
Oh no, he didn't have anything to say. Basically, the audience maybe heard. It was behind him, so he couldn't really see what kind of happened. But we did in the replay.
We sure did, and now we are going to come to the green flag on lap 40 as they make lap 40 right now of 147 here at Kansas Motor Speedway to Get It Done Racing League, a Sim Racer Hub featured league. Brian Glass leads Ed Adams, Mike Everhart, Roy Grande, Jared Knight, Chris Scales, Gary Kipfer, Nick Cadena, and Phil the Hitman Manzo.
Green flag, green flag.
Brian Glass with a good restart. Clear racetrack in front of Mr. Glass at this time. Ed Adams is going to try to move to the outside of the 12 truck, and he is going to get it done, maybe. Brian Glass drives it hard into turn 3.
You know, this is a points race to get into the championship. The top 8 will get into the championship. So Brian may be working on some points here for himself.
Yeah, Brian, definitely not a newcomer to racing, but has not run every race this year, this season, and he has a chance to still get in the chase. And the guy is bad fast.
Brian Glass is currently in a 10th position in front of the man sitting in the booth with me today, Todd Gilly, and also Vernon Markheim, who's not here today. So he has a good chance. He is 20 plus 17, 37 points behind Vernon, though.
Well, I ran some of the earlier races in the truck series. I really enjoyed it. But when we made the decision to begin broadcasting, this was the series we chose that we wanted to promote. And I was happy to step up here to the booth. And I really hope that Brian gets in.
Brian is sitting there right now in the lead as Mike fought him hard on the outside. But we did lose Dode Hoskins in that wreck. I'm sure the review board will review that and come up with the correct solution.
I'm sure of it. Ed Adams in the lead now. He's got a 2 and almost half second lead over Mike Everhart. Brian Glass got a bit loose, he said over the radio, and has dropped back. And maybe that not being in clean air, maybe it is affecting that 12 truck, or maybe he's just taking it easy for a while. I've seen several trucks, Ed Adams included, come off of turn 4, and they are gathering it up to get the thing turning for that quad oval thing they call French straightaway here. And I don't say that to denigrate the racetrack. I love Kansas. It's a great racetrack. It's just the front straightaway is not straight.
Brian does a great job. I mean, Brian's got 2 wins and 3 starts here on this short season. Oh, it gets a little low on there.
He almost won all 3 of them because he lost Arlington on fuel mileage.
Yeah, he did, if you recall. That's absolutely correct.
He really gets his truck to rotate. Maybe too much even.
Also, the 0 penalties, penalty points in all his races. Brian's putting them down.
For sure.
We're on lap, as we cross the stripe, 50 of 147.
A third of the way through. Want to give a little screen time to Phil the Hitman Manzo. We'll watch him pass Gary Kipfer for 6th place. Hitman's more than a 2-digit number. Just wanted to give him a little shout out. There you go. Back to the front. And you can see our leader, Ed Adams, has driven away by 5 seconds plus from now second Roy Grande. And I hope I'm saying his name right.
Well, you sit there and you look at the number 5 right now. He's at the stripe now. That's what it looks like behind him.
Yeah, he's getting it done. He is getting her done right now.
Nothing in front, nothing in the back. Ed's just on autopilot, cruise control.
He's on cruise. He's able to just, arc it in from way outside, keep that right front tire happy, come off turn 4 nice and easy.
That's holding Roy Grande in second position right now from what timing his scoring has.
Yeah, that's correct. He's made his way up there. He's passed some fast trucks on his way up there. I'll show you a couple replays. Here's Roy passing Ryan Glass on the outside. For third. And Roy passing Mike Everhart on the inside for second. And then he set sail for Ed Adams. Who is your leader? I may have clicked too fast. And there's your leader.
Well, I think I hear some knocking in that engine of that number 5.
Maybe winding her up a little tight. Ed is the technician with this league. Nobody puts in more time and has more data than Ed Adams.
With a 7-second lead, I'm not. See, I have my thoughts about leading that much. If you've got a truck that dominating, do you really go and just keep pushing that lead, or do you kind of relax a little bit, hold the lead at about 5 seconds, and just hold that, and that way you can slow your pace down a little bit, saving them tires even just a little more. maybe even some gas mileage.
I tend to agree with you. It would depend on what you saw from the first set of tires that came off. If you've seen the first set of tires and said, well, man, I ran hard. I led the race for first 25 laps. I run second to Brian Glass, and I still had a whole bunch of tire left when I pitted. I'm going to go ahead and run that thing flat out.
Yeah.
Run away and leave him if you can. And he's running away and left him.
He's running away.
The race is for second right now. We'll go back to that second place truck. Get a little better view of him. Roy has driven away from Phil, the Hitman Manzo, now in third place. He has gotten by Mike Everhart. Hitman taking that 2-digit number to the front.
So here's your stint lens for those pit stops. We had a lot of 37 laps. We had Gadina on 34, Kipfer on 32. You're looking right around that 37 mark.
Mike Everhart said he can go 41. I hope nobody's listening. Yeah, Mike Everhart says he can do 41. We'll see if that becomes a factor later on here.
Pit stop times were pretty decent. Looks like Hitman did something in the middle there with a 17.9. I can't really see there.
I think he may have pitted and then went in again, maybe, because the caution came out right after that. I'm not sure how that played out for him, because it does show him making 2 pit stops in rapid succession there.
Yeah, it does.
So maybe he comes in under green and he gets his pit stop, and then the caution comes out right away, and he comes back in just to get fuel. But that only works if you didn't go a lap down.
Well, there's your difference over about 5 laps there. Ed's pulling away, it appears, by about 0.6. A little shorter there.
Could be interesting. He's going just ever so slightly faster than Ed right now.
Yes.
And then you may be right at the end of the day that Ed may have to stop 2 laps.
100 just smacked the wall a little bit there. Gave it a little rub. Yeah, he's having problems with that truck at this point.
Scout got it tight. Probably knocked the right front fender in on it.
Yeah, he definitely scrubbed up that 100 number a little bit.
You need that right front intact here.
Haven't talked much about Gary Kipfer today.
Gary's running a solid race. Good lap.
Looks
18
like
seconds back.
Looks like the 203 at Jared Knight's looking at titanium, just trying to size him up, I think.
Mm-hmm.
203. Looks like he's pinching that truck off just a little bit, not letting that breathe on exit.
Let her run. Unless you get her all smashed in.
Well, that, you might be afraid of that wall.
You sailed it on in that time.
Yeah, 203 is about a half lane off coming off of a turn compared to the 17 of Mike Everett. I'm not sure if that's the difference and why that pass can't be made. Looking on the outside now or going high, one or the other.
Or sliding up there.
I think, yeah. Maybe he's listening to our broadcast. Don't want to turn it in too early. It's something I'm often guilty of in my own driving. Oh, I sat there and I worked on many of my races. To this day, I'm still working on my exit. I'm in the throttle too hard, too soon from center off, and I'm pushing that truck and ruining that right front. And so consciously, I'm always trying to figure out my exit. I think my entrance is slow enough, but my exits just need work.
You got to be fast exiting the corner to be fast on the straightaway. It took me forever to learn that. The fastest guy into the corner doesn't win. It's the fastest guy out.
Back to our leader, Ed Adams.
Ed Adams with 10 1/4 second lead over Roy Grande in the 112.
He could pretty much shut that truck off between 3 and 4. As we cross the stripe, I'm looking at 72 of 147.
Halfway point coming up. I just showed Gary Kipfer entering pit lane.
Gary's on a whole different pitch strategy than everybody else.
I look for him and Mike Titanium Everhart to be the ones to do the fuel management thing as good as anyone. See if it goes up.
It definitely went up.
Right side.
He did a 4-tire change.
Nice to know that we can see that. Sometimes it's hard to see it in the graphic representations. Gary will bring the 9 truck back onto the racetrack. 2 laps down. To the leader, Ed Adams.
Seems like a pretty calm race out there. We got people all over the place here. I'm going to put up our track map. There's your track map with 10 trucks out there. 9 with Dode losing and then leaving. And we got, 4 in the front, 3 in the back, 2 in the corner.
Right. This is where when you go to a race live, you got to have a scanner. You just can't understand who the hell's where.
Oh, it gets difficult. You're always looking at that leaderboard in the center of the race.
go back to this for 1 second. This is the Hitman Manzo passing Roy Grande on the racetrack. I thought that's needed. Here it is. Phil to the bottom. My overlays just disappeared.
That's because you're on a replay.
Oh, my bad. He did get by for second. Back to live action.
Ed Adams
Ed
coming
Adams
in
coming
the
to
pit
pit
lane.
lane. Stereo.
That changes your leader to number 17, Michael Titanium Everhart. Oh, sorry, pit. Phil Hitman Manzo.
Yeah,
Ed.
that's why the pass for second was so relevant. I did not realize Ed was about to pit, but Phil fast enough to get by the 112. And we'll see when he makes his stop.
That's Ed joining in on the back stretch there.
And the Hitman's going to pit right in front of him right now. There you can see Phil bringing the 38 truck down to pit road speed. Mike Everhart also coming in behind him. Brian Glass also to pit road now. There's a 38 truck coming to his pit stall. Busy place. Business is booming on pit road right now.
Trying to watch these guys right here as they come all in. Mike moves back, loses the pit
That's going
stall.
to be critical. That's green flag pit stop error. Cost him a little. We'll see.
38 still in.
Down and away. 38 and Phil still sitting on pit road.
Not sure why as Brian Glass and Mike Everhart get out there. That's going to switch things up a lot.
This is an eternity.
I wonder if he had a technical difficulty.
Oh, that's just killing him.
That's-
The lead is. Yeah, the lead has cycled back to the 5 truck. Ed Adams leads Gary Kipfer by 12 seconds now over Brian Glass. And Mike Everhart in 4th on the lead lap. Nick Cadena in the 100 truck, 1 lap down.
Finally, the 38 gets out.
We'll see where they score him when he comes back around.
Had to be a speeding penalty or something.
Oh, yes, he may have got held for 40, huh?
Yes, sir.
Ouch. Hitting from the lead and get a penalty. Feel bad for him.
Yeah, but you know what? That's where the nerves kick in, right? You're leading the race. You come on down the pit lane, and you just, thinking about hitting buttons instead of, getting the 4 tires, 2 tires, gas, what?
Exactly.
So we're going to cycle through right now as it appears that everybody is pitted at this point. We got Ed Adams in first place. Gary Kipfer running currently in second place. Brian Glass in third in the number 12 Kodak truck. Michael Everhart, number 17, kicking into the 4th position. 5th position is Nicholas Godina Scout. Want to take over for me there, Toadman?
In 6th position, we got Phil the Hitman Manzo in the 38 after what we believe was a speeding penalty on pit road. Jared Knight in the 203. 2 laps down. Chris Scales in the number 8, currently on pit road, 4 laps down. Roy Grande in the 112, it's shown 5 laps down. Not sure what happened there. But he is also on pit road, and Dode Hoskins is shown as out of today's event after a massive crash in turns 3 and 4.
That is your race lineup at this time. We still got a lot of racing to go. 86 laps of 147.
They're clicking them off pretty good, though. These trucks getting around here. Ed Adams at 31:59 the last lap, I believe. I did some research on Kansas Motor Speedway, and I think the track record here on the oval is in an Indy kart. It's like 10 seconds faster than that. It's like 20 seconds. Like crazy fast.
Like I said, I think he's got it down. 6 seconds in front of Gary Kipfer right now, 6.5 seconds. So he's just picking him up, putting him down.
The technician. Back to second place truck, Gary Kipfer. Gary, an admin in the league, very helpful guy. He's always willing to, he's in the practice sessions that are held, usually the night before an event, a GRD, Get Her Done racing event. There's almost always some practice session up, and you will find Gary and Titanium Everhart in there, and they are always willing to help out anybody, newcomer or veteran, to try and help their performance. Here's the weather today at Kansas Motor Speedway. Light winds 6 miles an hour, 65-degree ambient temperature, and a track temperature of just 74 degrees means excellent tire wear. Good grip and long runs on these tires today.
Roy's still in pit lane, so is Chris Scales. I'm not sure what happened with those two boys. Pretty calm race right now with everybody kind of sticking their P's and Q's here through the beginning of this race. Really didn't do much shuffling early, so we're just kind of putting them up and picking them up and putting them down, huh, Toad? Sitting here looking around that track at Gary Kipfer, still in second place. Brian Glass in third. Everhart, we got a lot of separation between our drivers today. After that major penalty or delay in pit lane, number 38, Phil the Hitman Manzo, kind of just poking around there. Jared Knight hanging in there.
Phil's only listed 1 lap down. If he can get past Nick and there's another caution, he will find himself back on the lead lap.
He had a fast truck. We're hoping that he can get on that lead lap, get back up there and fight it out a little bit.
Fast enough, I would say. He was leading the race when he pitted and had his difficulties.
Chris Scales and Roy Grande still sitting in the pits. Not sure what's going on there.
They might be having a discussion.
I heard that Chris Scales kept his helmet on, though.
Okay. And Adam with a little wiggle there. Coming off of 4, I've seen his truck do that maybe 3 times today. Gary now right on the back bumper of the 5 truck, just a half second back.
Yeah, you still have first, second, and third of Adams, Kip for Glass. There's still time out there.
Oh, they are catching. Everybody's catching the leader. The top 4 are all catching the leader. And I have not seen Ed hit the wall or anything. But my gosh, he was just legging it away from these dudes. And they are catching him. And now Gary Kipper has passed for the lead on lap 97. $50 laps to go. The 9 truck in the lead. Brian Glass now starting to show up in frame. He's also just behind, coming for the 5 now. Gary Kipfer stretching it out to almost a full second, already a full second over Ed Adams. Gary got that truck on a wire right now as he's leading today's event as we come to start lap 100. 47 to go. Going to be at least one more pit stop here. This could be something that Ed is doing. He may have calculated that he can go slower and just stop once.
203 really come off of that wall a little bit too down, real close to was it Gary or Ed?
That's Gary leading the race. 203 just got passed.
Yeah, if you watch this, it was real interesting to see him get past that 203.
You know, the nerves kick in both ways when you're leading the race and when that leader comes and catches you. Sometimes you make mistakes that you otherwise wouldn't make. Because, oh my gosh, there's the leader.
Yep.
I know I do anyway.
Lots going on, lots going on.
Gary got his first win at Darlington when Brian Glass ran out of gas, and it would be cool to see him win another one. But I think that Brian Glass and Ed Adams, as well as Mike Everard, still have a thing or two to say about who's going to win.
I definitely believe that's a true statement.
Bull's catching him. Couple tenths a lap.
Wanted to see. Gary Kipford did his on 32 and on a lap 71. Definitely need another stop, right?
Oh, for sure.
So we got one more stop to get through.
You stopped on 71. If Mike Everhart says you can go, let's say 40. Yeah, let's say you can go 40. You stopped on 71. You're going to pit on lap 111. And then you would have, what, 35, 36 to go?
Yeah.
Make that.
Yep.
Get to lap 111, you can get to the end.
Still, Chris and Scales and Grande still on pit lane.
I take that back. If you get to 107, if you pit on 107, you can make the end.
.38's been just backing up.
Phil now 2 laps down.
As they cross the stripe, we're going to have, what, 40 laps to go?
40 to go right now. Gary Kipfer in the 9. Leads by 1.5 seconds over Brian Glass. Brian closing the gap ever so slowly. Mike Everhart right behind Brian Glass now.
Wonder what happened to Ed, though, because I don't know what he's trying to do there. He's 10 seconds ahead, gave up that lead.
Yeah, that's curious. What if there's a problem with the 5? Maybe you were right there. The engine wasn't making some noise.
Trying to watch him go into a few turns here, see if it's pushing, see if it's what it's doing here for him. Truck looks good all the way around. There ain't no scrapes, there ain't no bumps. There's Brian Glass hot on the tail of the number 9.
Nine's pitting.
9's pitting this lap.
9 coming in lap 110. Gary will definitely make the end. Now, if he takes tires here, maybe he's faster. 5 coming in too. Easy does it, Gary.
Pulled that rear end a little bit on that one.
He did. He whipped it on in there. There's that Adams in the 5 just behind him, rolling down pit lane. Let's see what these two do, Coco. Ed Adams definitely getting rights. Gary Kipper taking lefts.
Ed's taking 4.
The 9 took 2 on lefts only.
Ed took 4.
Oh, he just burned them tires getting out of there.
Puts our leader to Brian Glass, who will be pitting shortly.
Bull says in an interview in a previous race that he can't save gas or tires, so he is the rabbit every time. He said he can't do either one. He don't have to. He's like 2 for 3.
You definitely have to worry when Brian's out there. He's got a plan. Brian Glass, Mike Titanium. Mike gets a little wiggly there.
Hang on to her, Mike. Second place truck, Mike Everhart. Titanium. He's my buddy.
As long as he follows Brian Glass in, he should be okay.
Makes his way around the 38 truck, just off pit road.
If I know Mike, he's going to stay out one lap more than Brian Glass, if at all possible, to pick up that 1 point.
Mm-hmm. Points racing.
Brian Glass now picking him up and putting him down in the lead of this, or the head of this field.
Same old story. I love that Kodak throwback. Rick Wilson, Sterling Marlin, whoever you want to pick, Kodak team. Morgan McClure Racing back in the days. Runt Pittman Motors. Built in-house. Back when you could build your own engines in NASCAR.
Here's Brian working in his office as we can listen for a moment.
Well, car gonna finish. Stand by. Stand by.
Brian's coming into pit lane.
We'll go with them. See if he can do so without incident or penalty. Looks like
Nice
the bull
pit
got him
entry.
loaded down pretty good. Rock solid. I believe Brian's a crewman in NASCAR, or works at Atlanta Speedway.
He's a trainer for race cars. He actually lets you drive them. See, time racing cool.
Super cool. He's got like the best job ever.
This is how long
Right
it
side's on
feels.
the 12.
This is how long it is when you're in there, boys and girls.
It's an eternity, is it not? There he's down and away after 4 tires. There goes the bolt. Mike Everhart, the leader. I think he'll cross the start-finish line, making his pit stop, and he will get that point that you mentioned.
I knew that was happening. I believe that's going to circle Gary Kipfer in the lead.
When Gary crosses right here, he will take the lead from Mike Everhart, I believe. There it is. Over Ed Adams by just 2 seconds. Now, these trucks can make it to the end. There's not going to be a fuel play here. There's not going to be a surprise fuel ending here. It's going to be who's fastest now.
Jared Knight looks like he's dropping in the pit lane at this point. Gary Kipfer's going to have a mirror full of Ed Adams coming up here. Gary's last was a 30.58. Ed's was a 30.43.
Well, Ed's out on the pole here. I mean, Gary's fast. Ed was faster in practice and for qualifying, so it's going to come down to it here.
If I'm reading timing and scoring right, my understanding is Brian Glass has put the fastest lap down of the race at a 30.05.
29:05, the fastest lap of the race so far by the 12 truck.
And backed it up with a 30.08.
Ed's fastest lap is just 0.18 faster than Gary's. So, Gary might just could get this done, man.
Ed's gaining on 0.15 a lap right now at a 30.50. Gary's running a 30.6 and a 30.7.
Here you see the last lap times now. Oh boy.
Yeah, Ed's running about, give or take, about a 0.2 of a lap faster. He's gonna gobble into that lead that Gary has pretty quick, and I think Ed can give you a pressure feeling when he's when he's full of your mirror.
You don't even have to say anything.
Both match at a 30.8.
In the other series, all you do is you look up and you see that Kellogg's truck coming, those cornflakes coming. Not in this series, but yeah.
Yeah, Gary knows.
It's going to be fun to watch here. 23 to go. Gary Kipper leading Ed Adams, Brian the Bull Glass, and Mike Everhart. Those are your trucks on the lead lap. Nick Gadina in the 100 truck. Want to give a shout out to Nick. 2 laps down, but running a decent race, man. The kid is having a good day. Get a top 5.
He's a little wiggly.
And our broadcaster cursed him there because when you go talk about him, sometimes they have a tendency. Don't quit looking at your phone now. Don't be looking at yourself on TV. Oh, Nick, let's go to somebody else before he crashed that car.
I don't want to leave because.
Right, I know, right.
Good.
Definitely we want to stay on there. It's good TV. What are you doing? What do you mean?
It's
going to crash. You definitely don't go away from that.
Gary Kipfer back at it. I'm trying to get an angle, guys, that will allow us to see the interval between the 12 and what's in front of him, but it isn't easy to do. There's about the best I got for you. That's Brian Glass up to the number 5, Ed Adams. And then in front of that, if you can see the little speck, that's Gary Kipfer.
You can see the 5 is coming up there. And 12 ain't doing so bad either.
There's your 5 truck.
Everybody coming from 9.
Don't look now, Gary.
Yeah, definitely don't look. You cannot go any faster by looking behind you in racing. Cannot. My guy that taught me how to go-kart race, Jim Chambers, perennial go-kart champion in Western Pennsylvania on dirt. He said, man, you look behind you, I'm going to punch you. He said, all you can do by looking behind you is go slower. Gary,
shut off the relative turn. Turn your head away from the mirror.
That's right, man. Hit your marks. Let's get excited here. Gary turning some good laps. Holding that gap at almost 9/10 of a second. Gary's rolling into the corner a little easier than Ed is, and he's coming off the corner better than Ed.
It looks like they're putting down identical lap time just about, doesn't it?
It does. They are. I'm watching the interval on our tower, and you can see the gap get shorter on entry and get back to 0.8, 0.9 on exit. That's Gary rolling in easy and coming off faster.
I've been putting on our static trackside view just so we can kind of see this interval between all 3 of them.
It's going to be a real race here for these 3 guys, man. Watch the bull. You know when it's going to get real is when the bull catches Ed, and that's happening right now.
It is happening with 17 laps to go. The bull's pulling them in.
Ed Adams just brushed the wall. Ed Adams brushed the wall, entering turn 1.
Gary Kipfer is coming up on a lap car, too. Oh, look at the bull making his move on him.
Mm-hmm. Ed bumped it.
Ed left him go. I think Ed's just trying to hold it together at this point.
Well, he doesn't want to give up third anyway. 15 to go now. Gary Kipfer in the lead. I get excited.
Gary's coming up on a lap car. If this lap car gets in his way, that could hurt him.
Yeah, it's going to be tight here.
The 100 stays high for him, it looks like.
Let him go, Nick. You really should. There you go. Good boy.
Yeah, Nick didn't want any parts of that. Let them race.
Here comes that 12.
Let's see where Brian the bull catches him and see if it hurts him at all.
We'll let him go too. 1 second gap now. 14 to go.
Gives him the exit of turn 2.
5 truck. No longer in contention for the win here, I don't think. Ed's hanging on back there in third. Definitely staying up here. Ryan Glass now. Less than a second behind Gary Kipfer with 13 laps to go here at Kansas Motor Speedway in the Get Her Done Racing League.
We're going to check on one thing real quick here for you. We have Mike Everhart, who's in position number 4 at this time. Kind of all in his lonesome, but he is on the lead lap, so I want to give a look-see here and see what he was doing. We'll go back to our leader, Gary Kipfer. Don't worry, Gary, those bumps and creaks you hear is nothing. Hit the throttle.
Can't worry about that now. You can worry about that tomorrow. Ryan Glass is in his mirror now. Gary's got to be able to see him. Turn around, yeah, relative or no relative, you know he's coming now. Half a second now back. 12 laps to go.
Brian Glass ran a 30.05 last lap. Gary ran a 30.31. Pulled up just a little closer.
Ever so slightly.
Ever so slightly. Gap of 0.3 right now.
Close enough for all kind of stuff, right?
Oh,
Draft.
we got absolutely.
Draft, arrow push.
Yeah, you get up underneath the rear bumper of that truck, you give him a little push.
We saw in practice that if you get up next to a guy, sometimes on old tires, it's not so easy to just go by him. Like once you get side by side, it's not easy to get by sometimes. We saw earlier in the race, Dode Hoskins held off the 112 for a good while.
You're looking at about a 0.17, 0.15 behind Gary Kipfer with Brian Glass. 10 laps to go, 9 laps to go.
We're going to try to make the high groove work. Maybe not.
He's going to wait a little bit. He's not going to push it until about 5 to go, would be my estimation. Unless Gary gives him a shot. High entry.
Use up the whole racetrack, Gary.
8 laps to go.
Pull a little bit loose through the tri-oval. Try to carry a bunch of speed into turn 1. Kipfer makes the most of it.
Puts him down a little bit, but he does get him on the exit. Big time on the exit.
Oh, the bull's driving it in hard.
Oh, Gary, there's the opportunity.
Wow. You could see Gary just catching that truck, man. You could see him turn his hands to keep it under him. That was pretty cool.
He knows the bull's there. He knows
7
it.
to go. 7 to go. That's a race. Bull looking low.
Gary's holding that line down low so he can't get through it.
Gary loose again off turn 4. Bull looking to the bottom. He's
Bull
there.
got the nose in. Bull takes him on the low
Clear.
side. Clear. Gary's gonna stay high on it. Try to come in underneath him. Gary's got that ass end a little to the side.
Mm-hmm.
Great pass.
5 to go. 5 to go when they get to the line. We'll see if Kipfer's got anything for the 12. See if there's anything to that draft thing. Maybe not.
I think Gary might have messed up that right rear.
Maybe burned it up a little bit leading the race. Bull driving away a little bit.
Bull is definitely driving away to 0.47 right now. Bull's at a 0.67. Yeah, I think he gave everything he had and ate up some of them tires.
Maybe. You got the Bull leading the race. 4 to go this time as he crossed the line. The 12 truck of Brian Glass leading Gary Kipfer. Ed Adams in 3rd place. And Mike Titanium Everhard in 4th. Those are your lead lap trucks right now. Back to your leader. Just 4 to go now. My bad.
3 laps to go, sitting on our leader.
Gary Kipfer dropping back to almost a second behind the 12th truck now. Ed Adams nearly 9 seconds behind, and Mike Everhart is just out in front of the leader by a second or two, still on the lead lap.
Brian
2 to
passes
go.
straight with 2 to go.
White flag next time by. Here comes the Bull to get the white.
All right, Toad man, bring it home for us, buddy.
Brian Glass in the number 12 Kodak sponsored truck coming around here on the final lap of the Get Her Done Racing event today at Kansas Motor Speedway, leading Gary Kipfer in 2nd and Ed Adams in 3rd. Ed Adams with some damage to the right side after rubbing the wall. And here comes Brian Glass. He will come off turn 4 into the quad oval here at Kansas, and he will take his 3rd victory in the last 4 races.
Our race winner, the Bull Brian Glass.
Oh, Gary lamenting his 2nd place finish. He just couldn't hold the Bull off. Listen, I want to thank everybody who has watched today's event and will watch it on a restream. They're telling me in my headset that I have got to go get on a helicopter for my dad's 88th birthday party. I have to leave the booth, and I'm going to leave the interviews to Coco, but I want to congratulate Brian Glass, Gary Kipfer, and Ed Adams for podium finishes, Mike Everhart for finishing on the lead lap there. And I will see you all in the next event. Coco, thank you so much.
Great, Toad man. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your effort, and have a great time. Thanks again for stopping by.
I'm glad to do it. I really hate to leave early because I love to interview Brian Glass. He's the best. He's the best. Look at them world-class donuts he's doing right now. Thanks ever so much, everybody, and I'll see you all next week. Coco, I am out.
Alrighty, so let's see if we can get our interviews going. Give me a minute here. Let's see here. All right.
Am I good to exit?
Yes.
I'll use my carrots and get out.
Well, hey, Coco in the booth. I'm doing good. Just crawling out of the truck.
User disconnected from your channel.
Yeah, driver slash crew chief just made a mistake. When we got that first caution, I put a set of tires on and then immediately did the math and went, oh no. The only way I'm going to be able to do this is to double stint that set that got put on the truck. So, yeah, I just tried to get away as far as I could with those new tires, knowing that, you know, whoever was doing something different was going to come back near the end of the race. And unfortunately, I think I just went too hard, too fast. If I would have backed myself up, maybe would have had more of a chance at the end. And then I was mirror driving and punched the wall when Brian was coming. Well, I thank you, sir. I want to congratulate Brian the Bull Glass for that win. I think that's 3 this month. He's not allowed anymore. And Gary up there in P2. It's good when you got a point situation like I do where you really don't have to drive like an asshole. Sometimes it's nice to back off and just watch that race ahead. Oh, get her done. You know, all the admins behind the scene that makes the show happen, family, friends, sponsors, all that good stuff. Yeah, thank you guys. Good luck to the top 8. Chase me in next week.
I'd be doing a lot better with one more position, that's for sure. Yeah, I heard that he pitted about 5 or 6 laps after I pitted, so I said, oh crap, I better just run as hard as I can. Maybe he'll get so depressed being 10 seconds behind me that he'll just give up, but I guess that didn't happen. I don't think I burned up my tires. I just think I was trying to get as much throttle as I could out of 3 and 4, and trying to also stay the low line to try to make Bull pass me on the outside. It was a good truck. You know, at first I thought that caution on after I pitted was going to screw me, but it actually really helped me out because I was double stinting on that first run, and that cooled my tires down, and it allowed me to do like 5 or 6 less laps on the double stint. So man, that actually worked out great for me. And after everyone had run another full fuel run, I don't know, I came out second or first at some point there. Yeah, I just want to thank Napa for sponsoring and believing in me, and just want to thank my wife for allowing me to race Sunday mornings while she works. So that's about it. Sounds good. Thank you.
Doing good, Coco. How you doing? Good. How's it going up there?
Heck yeah, man. Yeah, the old Kodak Chevy ran great. That first caution came out. I didn't take tires. I dropped back to sixth, seventh. I just wanted to stay on the lead lap and I was about half a lap down. I was like, yeah, I'll be fine. And then I pitted again, got tires, and ran them till I run out of gas. Pitted again, 4 more tires, and I kept wondering, am I gonna catch them? And then about 20 to go there, I was like, yeah, I got them. Yeah, like I said, truck ran good. Everybody's clean. I don't know what happened with that one caution, but I ain't seen a caution in 3 or 4 races. I was like, wow. Only time I got loose is if I pinch it down low, like coming out of 2. I swing it high through 1 and 2 because if I run kind of low, I would get loose. And that after that caution, and I didn't take tires, I think Ed did, and he was right there. He got up in front of me. I was right there in second, and coming off 4 one time, the back end jumped off of me, and I had to crack it. I think I slid back third, fourth right there, but it did get loose that one time on the bottom coming out of 4. Good shout out to my mom, my wife. I got a buddy Baked that watches. Y'all in the booth, y'all do a great job. I go back and watch it through the week, and I love it. All my friends love it. All the guys out there I race with week in and week out. Couldn't do it without you. I enjoy it. I enjoy the heck out of it. Good stuff out there. Get her done. Yes, sir. No, I'm good, man. I can't wait. I think I don't know. I forgot where we are next week, but I'm looking forward to it. Under the lights. Awesome. Good stuff. Yeah. We'll see y'all.